What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Terence Crawford versus David Avanesyan, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBO welterweight world championship. And this fight was Saturday, December 10th, from the CHI Health Center in Omaha, Nebraska. And this fight was broadcasted on BLK Prime. And in this fight, Terence Crawford was able to get a destructive 6-round knockout victory over David Avanesyan. So leading up to the stoppage, I had this bout scored 50-45 in favor of Terence Crawford. And the thing is, even though you might hear 50-45 scorecard as a dominant performance, although Crawford was winning clearly, David Avanesyan put up a much better fight than I thought while it lasted. So the first round, I thought Crawford did edge it, even though Avanesyan was coming forward a lot very nicely. I thought that Crawford just had the better shots and was dictating the pace. Then in round number 2, Avanesyan was really sloppy coming forward, really just trying to land something on Crawford. He was occasionally landing some shots, but Crawford was primarily landing the better counters on the back foot. Then in round number 3, this was, I think, one of the closer rounds, honestly. Avanesyan was coming forward with some nice right hands of his own, but I thought that Crawford, again, just was dictating the pace from the outside. Obviously, he had the crowd cheering for him throughout, so he had some confidence as well. And round number 4 was actually a very entertaining round as well. Both of them were exchanging big. Crawford actually it looked like Avanesyan a bit uneasy. He was backing him up a bit in the center of the ring, like forcing the action. But then in the last 3 seconds, Avanesyan let off a multiple punch combination that landed sort of flush on Terence Crawford. And those were probably the biggest shots for Avanesyan of that fight, but I still gave it to Crawford for the exchanges that he was landing, or that he was having success earlier on in that round. Then in round number 5, also it was a good action round. Both of them were exchanging with some nice shots, but yet again, I thought that Crawford just had the better work. Then in the 6th round, Avanesyan tried exchanging again with Crawford. He was trying to land a big left hook of his own, but then Crawford landed an uppercut, or tried to throw an uppercut, followed by a massive right hook from, obviously, Crawford that landed flush on David Avanesyan, sending him down flat in his back. Referee waved it off. Brutal knockout win for Terence Crawford. So just to get right into the result and what could be next, what is next for Terence Crawford? That is the main question. Obviously, the Errol Spence fight fell through. It was supposed to happen, but it did not. Now Terence Crawford, he's, I believe, done with Top Rank. Now fighting on BLK Prime. I'm not really too sure how BLK Prime is going to do, being that, it could even be like a Triller, They sort of came out of the gun, pushing out these fight cards, really trying to, really just trying to be one of the top dogs in boxing, streaming and whatnot, but, as we see now, they're pushing out very little cards, and, it seems like they're almost done with boxing, but, for BLK Prime, this is like their first big event, obviously, and apparently this was Crawford's biggest payday, but, for Crawford, I honestly don't know what could be next for him. If he's not going to fight one of the top dogs, obviously we would love to see him fight Spence, but if not Spence, I would imagine he'd fight someone ranked highly by the WBO. Obviously, everyone wants to see him fight the Virgil Ortizes, all these top guys, the Jaron Ennises, but, really, for Terence Crawford, I just don't really know what could be next for him. Obviously, here it was a nice little tune-up, obviously, but, for him, it's either someone ranked in the top 15 of the WBO that he could justify saying, oh, it's a guy who's ranked, I have to fight him, or whatnot, he's a ranked opponent, I'm defending my title against a ranked opponent, whatever, just to keep his title, but, really, we should be seeing Terence Crawford stepping it up on his resume and facing these top 5 guys at 147 pounds, which is recognized as one of the best weight classes in boxing today. But as for David Avanesyan, losing here for the 4th time in his career, he fought how he was expected to fight. He got knocked out. He did fight far better than I thought he would, and far better than everyone else thought he would. Everyone else thought he would get completely dominated and shut out and draw multiple times. But the thing is, he was actually taking the fight to Crawford a bit and landing some nice shots. But the thing is, obviously, one punch can change it all in boxing, and that's what happened here. But for David Avanesyan, I still think he's very good at the European level, so I could expect to see him back on those Sky Sports cards, getting solid wins over European-level opponents, maybe defending his European title, because I believe he's still the current reigning European champ. So yeah, I mean, really, we could definitely see that next for David Avanesyan, and I think that's what it's going to be for him. So overall, Terence Crawford brutally knocks out David Avanesyan with a massive right hand to defend his WBO world title. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.